I began my Nofap journey back in January 2018. The scariest term I came across was Nofap Flatline. Back in then, I was unfamiliar with this term. So, I decided to do some research, but I was not satisfied with the information that I found online. But after doing some deep research and reading a lot of books, I become familiar with this term. And to be honest, I found that flatline is not something you should be worried about. It's just a short period that you have to go through before enjoying all those amazing Nofap benefits. But first of all, you need to understand what is Nofap Flatline. Flatline is the stage of Nofap when you will experience zero libido, sexual desire, and will start to see all the negative sides of Nofap. This simply means no sexual desire or urges for a specific amount of time. That's because your brain is going through a rewiring process. During this stage, you don't have any interest in girls, porn, and masturbation simply because you have no libido. You start to lose interest in everything and you feel disengaged all the time. An experienced masturbator may get scared by this situation, thinking that their libido is permanently gone. But you need to understand that your libido is not gone permanently and will come back after a certain amount of time. It's just one of the Nofap stages that every Fapstronaut has to go through. In this blog post, I'll share with you everything that I came to know about Nofap Flatline, backed up with my personal experiences and from stories of successful Fapstronaut. So, this is the most comprehensive guide on the Nofap Flatline you will ever find on the internet. Let's dive right in. Is Nofap Flatline normal? Flatline is a supernormal part of the Nofap and semen retention journey. It's just a sign of your brain healing from excessive amounts of dopamine release and masturbating all day long. Every Fapstronaut goes through a flatline. It's not something to be worried about. What is the reason for Nofap Flatline? Flatline indicates that you were heavily addicted to PMO, porn, masturbation, orgasm. Your brain was bombarded with dopamine doses when you were doing PMO. Now that you have stopped watching porn and masturbation, your brain is basically removing all the excessive dopamine through this Nofap reboot process. Because our brain has to rebalance the dopamine reward system and goes from high dopamine secretion to nothing, it goes through a period of flatline. It's just a sign that your brain is healing from porn addiction and nothing else. What are the Nofap Flatline symptoms? Note, these symptoms are temporary. They will fade away once your flatline period is over. Just read these symptoms to identify whether you are in flatline or not. Feelings of loneliness. Porn-induced erectile dysfunction, feelings of depression, suicidal thoughts, brain fog, low libido, low sexual desire, feelings of anxiety, feelings of hopelessness, insomnia, irritability, muscle weakness, fatigue, feelings of restlessness, urge to take drugs, alcohol, eat fast food, do gossips, watch TV, relax because your brain is missing dopamine doses which you used to get from doing PMO. When I will have Nofap Flatline. Nofap timeline is different for everyone. It depends upon how much you were addicted to porn and masturbation. Most often, people start to experience flatline after 2 to 3 weeks of abstaining from porn and masturbation. But experiencing a flatline even after 4 days is normal. I got it in the 3rd week of Nofap. But again, it's different for everyone. Someone may have it even after 90 days or 250 days of abstaining from PMO. The more you fapped, the earlier you will have flatline. How long does the Nofap Flatline last? Like I said, Nofap Flatline period is not the same for everyone. It again depends upon your age and how much you were addicted to porn and masturbation. Since you are an adult, neuroplasticity takes a long time to improve. The more you fapped in your life, the longer the flatline will last. Some people have reported up to several years of flatlining on Nofap community, but if you ask me, you don't have to wait that much longer. My flatline ended after like 30 days. Yes, I know that is still very long, but still you have to keep hope and let things happen. Should you watch porn during Nofap Flatline? Watching porn is probably the worst thing you can do during your flatline period. Not only it provokes you to relapse, but it also delays the reboot process. Most guys watch porn during the flatline period mainly because they think their libido is permanently gone and will never come back. So they try to test themselves by getting hard. But in reality, your libido is not gone permanently and it will definitely come back after a certain amount of time. This happens because your brain is healing from all those heavy sexual stimulations and needs some break. So you should not watch porn at any given condition, and if you do so, then it will slow down the healing process. What are the stages of Nofap Flatline? According to the Nofap.com, there are 2 stages of flatline: withdrawal flatline phase and coasting flatline phase. 1. Withdrawal flatline phase. This is the hardest phase of flatline. In this phase, you feel depressed, anxious, lonely, hopeless, and all the other flatline symptoms mentioned above, throughout the whole day. You have to keep yourself calm because this is the phase that has the highest possibility of relapsing. You have to understand that this phase lasts for only 10 to 15 days. If you can pass this phase, you can have better control over yourself. 2. Coasting flatline phase. Once you entered into this phase, most of your withdrawals are over, your moods are stabilized, you feel better mentally, and feel less depressed. However, you still do not have a working libido. No sexual desire means no real attraction toward girls. Your main issue during this phase is boredom, anhedonia, and insomnia. Most people try to relapse during this phase thinking that their libido is permanently gone. But you have to understand that your libido is not gone anywhere and will come back. Does Nofap Flatline affect your sleep? Yes, definitely, it does affect your sleep. But it's not something to worry about. It's totally normal. It's just because your brain is doing a lot of readjusting, and this is just something you need to deal with while it stabilizes new neurochemical levels. No pain, no gain situation. Does Nofap Flatline cause numbness? Yes, it does cause numbness to your body, including your genitals, for a specific amount of time. But again, you should not worry about it. It's normal to have Nofap Flatline numb. Your body will be back to normal when the flatline period ends. All you have to do is let things happen. Numbness is because of the dopamine receptors rewiring themselves. Just keep calm and engage in physical activities like exercising, dancing, running, and etc. How to cure low libido during flatline. Low libido during flatline is common. You will have a lower sexual desire for a certain period of time during this Nofap stage. But for some guys, this stage may last for a very long time. It may even last for 1 to 3 years, which can be a really scary situation. So for them, I have found a really good solution. The solution is to take a natural testosterone booster. This will gradually boost your low libido without having any side effects. How to overcome the flatline period. 6 actionable steps. Flatline can be a huge pain while doing Nofap. It's the biggest obstacle that is stopping you from succeeding Nofap. And not only that, but it also invites a lot of problems in life other than porn. This includes low libido, anxiety, stress, brain fog, insomnia, and more. That's why so many guys get scared during this period and find themselves relapsing again and again. They have a deep desire to overcome this period and want to move forward in their Nofap journey, but they just don't know how to do it. And once you do overcome your flatline period, you will experience those amazing Nofap benefits. So if you have a deep desire to overcome the flatline period and want to succeed in Nofap, this book is for you. In this section, I have listed some of the best actionable steps that you can implement to overcome the flatline period. Each step has a powerful impact and will help you overcome the flatline period successfully. So be sure to implement all steps mentioned below. 1. Know that it's normal and will go away. The most important thing that you need to know is that Nofap Flatline is normal. And it's not something you should be worried about. It has to happen, and everyone goes through it before enjoying all those Nofap benefits. You need to understand that it's normal and will go away. A lot of guys freak out when they enter into their flatline period. They think that their libido is permanently gone and now there is no way to bring it back. This type of thinking creates a lot of problems like stress, brain fog, depression, and even makes you relapse. But in reality, flatline is just a stage of Nofap that everyone has to go through. And it definitely goes away after a certain amount of time. Your brain needs some time to heal itself from all those heavy sexual stimulations that you have been giving it from ages. That's why it shuts down and doesn't work well and responsive. And that's why you feel low, stressed, depressed, and less sexually active. It's like a maintenance mode for your brain. But it's not permanent and it will definitely fade away. I can tell this because I have gone through 23 flatlines. So the best thing to do is not to worry about flatline and believe that it will go away. This will give the motivation and energy required to overcome the flatline period. And if you stress too much about flatline, you are going to get demotivated and will end up relapsing. 2. Block porn. Let's be honest, flatline is not easy. It's mentally and physically difficult to go through. You need a lot of self-control and patience to overcome this period. And one little thought or trigger can break your streak. But what if I told you, you don't need to have any of them? Yes, I am not kidding. You just need to block porn from all your devices and 80% of the work is done. Here's how it works. You need to block porn using filtering software. Then even if you accidentally or purposely try to watch porn, you'll see something like this on your screen. This will lock you in a situation where watching porn becomes almost impossible. This is the power of filtering software. For context, filtering software is a computer program that completely blocks all porn sites. It works on Android, iOS, Windows, and Mac OS. Now I know, you may be thinking that porn is not the real issue during the flatline period. You may be even thinking that you don't usually watch porn during flatline simply because you don't have sexual interest. But let me tell you, the reason for 95% of relapses during my 23 flatlines was porn. What usually happens is when you feel that low libido, you start to freak out and try to test yourself by watching porn to see if you can get hard. Unfortunately, you don't get hard because your brain is healing itself and it's not that sexually active. And you don't have to do it. You have to avoid all sorts of sexual simulations as much as possible during your flatline period. You just need to give your brain a break. But still, a lot of guys do it and end up relapsing. And you don't need to be that guy. You need to block porn and make it inaccessible during your entire Nofap journey. Then only you will be able to overcome the flatline period and succeed Nofap. So what's the best filtering software? It doesn't matter which one you use, it should be only able to completely block all porn sites. 3. Engage yourself in some sort of healthy activity. As a human being, you have millions of things to do rather than wasting your time on nasty things like porn. And it's really important to engage yourself in some sort of healthy activity so that it distracts you from flatline and porn. Plus doing something instead of just worrying about flatline will give you those natural hits of dopamine. This will keep you engaged and happy throughout your hard times. And as I said, there are millions of things you can do other than watching porn. You can start reading books, you can exercise, you can eat, you can paint, you can dance, you can sing, and you can do literally anything you want. But it should be healthy and it should improve your life in some way. I used to read a lot of books during my flatline period, which kept me away from relapsing. If you are struggling to come up with a new hobby or thing to do, here's a list of 75 hobbies for men. 4. Change your environment. The environment around you plays an important role in shaping your Nofap journey. If you have an isolated environment, then you're more likely to relapse and not going to overcome the flatline period. Just think of it, you only watch porn when no one is around you or in your room. But what if you could change the environment of your room and make it less private? Then you're less likely to relapse and more likely to overcome the flatline period. So the first thing that you need to do is open up all the doors and windows of your room. Change your computer location in such a way that everyone in your house can see the screen. Maybe face the door. Then add up more lights in your room and make it less dark. Put some motivational Nofap posters on the wall. Just do anything that makes your room or house less isolated. This will naturally enhance your mood and will help you overcome the Nofap flatline. If you live alone in your house, then try to avoid staying inside for a longer period. Just go out and spend some time. But if you are reading this post in the coronavirus season, then filtering software can only help you. 5. Meditate. I personally believe that meditation is a way to connect with the infinite universe. It's the path to greatness and infinite intelligence. Now, this may sound gimmick if you haven't tried meditation yet, but I strongly believe it. By the way, meditation is a great habitual process of training your mind to focus and redirect your thoughts towards a positive outlet. This helps your brain heal faster from the excessive damage caused by porn. It's one of the greatest habits you can incorporate in your lifestyle. Not only will it make you focused, but it also makes you more confident and mentally clear in life. I started doing meditation when I was in my 21st flatline because I felt a strong need for it. Quickly after 7 days, I started to experience the benefits of meditation like mental clarity, confidence, calmness, and focus. It also decreased my negative thoughts about Nofap, which increased my belief in Nofap. Overall, meditation was worth it and I highly recommend it to everyone. Here's an awesome 2 hours video if you want to get started with meditation during Nofap. 6. Take cold showers. You might have heard this tip all over the internet that whenever you get a sexual urge, you should take a cold shower. But you might not have tried it yet, because if you do, you won't be here looking for how to overcome the flatline period. A cold shower is like an emergency weapon that you can use in the worst conditions to save yourself from relapsing. And it works fantastically well. It gives your body and brain a little shock that brings you in the real world and takes you out of your comfort zone. This makes you extremely alert about the things happening around you and reminds you not to watch porn and fap. I just can't express a cold shower in words. You have to try it and see how it feels. It has saved me from dozens of relapses and negative thoughts. It played an important role in overcoming my flatline period. I highly recommend cold showers if you are struggling with Nofap flatline. Conclusion.